Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome here to Denver Little League Field. We're getting set to go with the 12U Town and Country Tournament here this afternoon. Starting us off is going to be Caston and North Judson. We're going to get this underway here in just a moment. I just got a couple of things I got to wrap up here. We'll be back with you here in about 5 minutes. Get this thing underway, get the lineups. It's going to be Caston as the home team and North Judson as the away team. You're watching RTC TV 4. I'm Steve Stricker. Going to be here with you all week. Got 6 days of games starting tonight. We'll be going through next Monday, and we're going to get a semi-state champion here from Denver. Be back here in just a moment with live coverage. All right, so we're getting close to getting going here from Denver, Indiana. Appreciate everybody's tuning in here to our game. This is game one of the Town and Country Semi-State 12U division. Also got action going on over at Rochester. It's going to be 10U playing in their tournament over at Rochester in their semi-state, and then over at Akron, the 8Us are going to be playing their semi-state over there. So got action all week long here for you. Going to have Champions Crown on Monday from all three locations. So the lineups here for the two teams, North Judson, St. Pierre is going to be the visitors. They're going to be batting first. I'm going to start off with number 4, Tim, playing in center field. Number 16, Hall, is playing shortstop. Number 44, Sanchez, playing left field. Number 27, Ingram, is going to be on the mound for North Judson. Wingard, number 7, is going to be the right fielder. Bridegroom, number 35, is going to be the catcher. Radke, number 56, is going to be playing first. Trent, number 8, is going to be playing second base. Ball, number 20, is going to be a sub. He's going to be batting. Alder is going to be a sub, number 7. He's going to be batting as well. Kozakar is going to be playing third base and batting. He's number 9. And Lindsay is going to be the last batter wearing number 1. He is a sub as well. Coach said all the subs are batting, so they're going to bat through. So the home team, Caston Comets, number 17, Jordan Correct, is going to be leading off, playing second base. Number 29, Ryan Spin, is going to be batting second, playing third base. Number 28, Braden Mathers, is going to be batting third, playing shortstop. Number 37, Blake Miller, is your cleanup hitter. He's going to be pitching as well. Batting number 5, number 36, Noah Hurd, and he's playing first base. Batting sixth, Adlai Gualtieri. He's going to be catching. Number 27, Luke Graham, is going to be your center fielder. Nate Runkle is going to be the right fielder. The coach didn't have his number yet. He's a little bit late in arriving. And number 16, Jack Rentschler, is going to be playing left field and batting last for Caston, who is your home team. Beautiful day here in Denver. It's still a little bit toasty, but got 10 up here, so not too bad here where I'm at. So looking forward to some town and country coverage for you here on RTC TV4. Tell you what the lineup is going to be here over the next few days from Denver. So game 1 is going to be Judson and Caston. Game 2 tonight, Tippy Valley is going to be taking on Bremen. Then in game 1 tomorrow, Winnemac will be playing North Miami. And game 4, which will be the second game tomorrow, it's going to be Garrett and Fairfield. So that'll get us rolling pretty quick. And then Saturday, we're going to be starting at 9 a.m. all the way through 7:30 is going to be the last game on Saturday. And then another day on Sunday. And then a couple of championship games if needed on Monday. So they're making the announcements of the players here on the PA system. So we'll get underway here in just a moment. All right, so all right, so Tim steps into the box. Everybody's set. Miller's got the okay, so we're getting set to go. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. So we are underway here with the 2019 semi-state round of the 12U Town and Country. There's a shot back to short. It's going to get through the gap out into center field for a leadoff single for Owen Tim. It's going to bring up the shortstop, number 16, Hall. That's a strike. One on, nobody out here, just getting started. That one's outside, ball 1. Center fielder Owen Tim on first base for Judson. That one's high, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike here to the number 2 batter, Hall. Hall's the shortstop for the North Judson team. That one misses outside, 3-1. Hall's probably going to be looking here on this one. And that's going to be a walk. So 2 on, still no one out here. Number 44, Sanchez, left fielder. There's a shot right to second, and it gets through the glove of the second baseman, and everyone's going to be safe. So Tim moves to second, Hall to third, Hall to second, and Sanchez is on. Bringing up the pitcher, number 27, Ingram. Miller misses high on that one for ball 1. Bases loaded. Nobody out here in the top of the first from Denver, Indiana. Thanks for tuning in to RTC TV 4 this afternoon. Miller misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. That one's high. 3 balls, no strikes here with the bases loaded, nobody out. And that's going to be a 4-pitch walk, bringing in the first run of the game. It's going to bring up the right fielder, number 7, Widgard. Base is still loaded, still no outs. Talk things over here, having a little trouble trying to find that first out here in the inning. All right, the conference is over at the mound. Miller's going to stay out there. 3 balls, no strikes here to Widgard. Bases. It's going to be foul out of play. Count's going to stay at 2-2. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. All right, so here we go. Bottom of the first. Jordan Correct going to lead things off here for the Comets. That first pitch in for Ingram misses ball one. Two balls, no strikes here to the leadoff batter for the Comets. Misses on that one. 3 balls, no strikes. Gets that one in there for strike one. 3 balls, 1 strike. Found the strike zone again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count goes full here for Correct. And he goes down swinging, so it comes back from a 3-0, gets the strikeout, bringing up the third baseman, number 29, Ryan Spinn. Misses outside for ball one. Got one down here, just getting started. That's going to be fouled out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second batter of the bottom of the first, third baseman Ryan Spinn up for the Comets. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it gets him looking. Strike 3. Bringing up the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the shortstop, number 28, Braden Mathers. This is outside, ball one. Shot over to first in time for out number 3. Comets go down 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the first. And back to the top of the second. It's going to be Ball, Alder, and Koskar for North Judson. After 1, North Judson leads Caston by a score of 2-0. We'll be back here in just a moment for the top of the second. All right, the first batter up here, top of the second, number 20, Ball. Fouls that one back off of the fence, strike 1. North Judson got 2 runs in the top of the first. Had the bases loaded with no outs. So Caston did a nice job of getting out of that inning with only 2 runs across. Nice pitch in there by Miller, strike 2. And he goes down swinging for out number 1. It's going to bring up number 7, Alder, who's a sub for the North Judson Blue Jays. That one's just a bit high, ball 1. That one is caught in foul territory by the first baseman for the second out of the inning. Nice play over there by Noah Hurd to get the out. And bring up number 9, Koskar, with 2 down, no outs here, top of the second. That one fouled back to the fence. So far, a much better start to the second here for Caston. 2 up, 2 down here for the Comets. Got that one in there for a strike. That was a nice pitch. You could hear that one pop the mitt by Miller. 0-2, 2 down. Misses high on that one, ball 1. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Blue Jays go 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. After 1.5, the score remains North Judson 2, Caston 0. Be back here for the bottom of the second. It's going to be Miller, Hurd, and Gualtieri for the Comets. All right, welcome back here to RTC TV4's coverage of the 12U semi-states here from Denver, Indiana. Starting the bottom of the second, leading off the inning for Caston is the pitcher, number 37, Blake Miller. Pitch 1 misses, ball. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a shot out into right field. Nice job out there by the right fielder getting that one in, limiting Miller to a single. A solid hit there by Miller. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Noah Hurd, with no outs. This is just outside for ball one. Fouls that one off the fence. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the first baseman, Noah Hurd. There's a shot over to third. Nice play by the third baseman, but unable to make the play, and the runners are all going to be safe. Miller moves over to second. Hurd is on first. It's going to bring up the catcher, Adelaide Gualtieri. Apologize if I pronounce that wrong. This is outside. No outs here in the bottom of the second. Caston has 2 runners on at first and second. Swing and a miss on that one, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 2 balls, no strikes. That one misses inside. Count goes even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Misses high, so the count goes full. 3-2 for the catcher. And that one's going to be a walk issued with no outs, moving the runners over. The bases are going to be full now for Luke Graham, the center fielder. Graham swings and misses on the first pitch, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes here to Graham. Bottom of the second, bases loaded, no outs here for the Comets. Ingram's pitch down low, ball 1. Gets him swinging, strike 3. Out number 1 for North Judson. Brings up the right fielder, Nate Runkle. And Nate is actually wearing number 32. We didn't know that because he showed up late. Come on, Nate. Just kidding. There's a shot back to the pitcher, back to home, and the catcher can't handle it. 1 run is in. So an error on Judson puts a run home for the Comets. Everybody is safe. It's going to bring up Jace Rentschler. Takes ball 1. Base is still loaded here for the Comets with 1 down. Gets that one in for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Check that. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Misses outside. Count goes full. 3-2. Stays alive, gets that one foul. Good job by the left fielder, Rentschler, to stay alive. Three balls, two strikes here once again. And he's going to miss up high, so that's going to walk in a run. Going to be back up to the top with correct. There's a shot to the pitcher. Player's going to be safe at home. Little confusion there by the pitcher. Didn't know for sure which direction he wanted to go, and by the time he decided to go home, it was too late. So the run scores, making it Caston 3, North Judson 2. It's going to bring up the third baseman, number 29, Ryan Spinn, with one out. Bases still loaded here for the Comets. That one's fouled back out of play. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Misses high on that one. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one's going to drop into right field. 1 run is in. And the runners are going to stay, so the bases stay loaded. 2 runs in. Judson having some trouble here. The third run is going to score. It's going to make it 6-2. Still only 1 out. Mathers up to bat. Spin on second. Mathers grounded out to second, his first time at bat in the first. Takes that one, strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out. That's down first base line. The first baseman's going to get that unassisted out. Runner moves over to third. Going to bring up the pitcher Miller for the second time this inning. 2 outs. That one misses high, ball 1. Going to be a foul tip. 1 ball, 1 strike. Misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's a rip into the left center field, and that's going to drop. One more run is going to score. Miller is going to be in at first with a single. First baseman Noah Hurd up for Caston for the second time in the inning. That one misses low, ball one. Two balls, no strikes here for Hurd. That one's in the dirt. Miller's going to advance over to second. Three balls, no strikes to Hurd with 2 outs. And that's going to be a walk. So the runners will be on first and second. It's going to bring up the catcher, Adlai Gualtieri. He walked and scored earlier this inning. 7 runs across here in the bottom of the second for the Comets. Swing and a miss on a high fastball for strike one. Strike two. Blue Jays trying to get out of this inning. 7 runs across for the Comets. Got him on the strikeout. But 7 runs across here in the bottom of 2. And after 2 innings, it's Caston 7, North Judson 2. As we come back here in the top of the third, it's going to be number 1, Lindsay, then back up to the top of the lineup with Tim and Hall for the Blue Jays. Be back here in just a moment. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of the Town & Country 12U Semi-States here from Denver, Indiana. All right, so Judson up here to start the third inning. Number 11, Lindsay, up to bat first here for the Blue Jays. Down in the dirt for the first pitch, ball one. After 2 innings, Caston comes back with 7 in the bottom of the second to take the lead here by a score of 7-2 over North Judson, who had scored 2 in the top of the first. That one's fouled back, strike one. Owen Tim, the center fielder, leadoff hitter on deck here for the Blue Jays. Number 37, Blake Miller on the mound here for the third inning tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice pitch there by Miller, in for strike two, 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike three. Lindsay goes down, first out of the inning registered. That's going to bring up number 4, Owen Tim, the center fielder. Owen had a single and scored his first time up in the top of the first. Gets the call on the outside corner, strike one. That one on the inside. They've got it 2 balls, no strikes. I thought that first one was a strike, so I'm going to change that right now. Yeah, I was right. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down. We're in the top of the third here at Denver. North Judson at the plate. Owen Tim up for the second time here in the ball game. That one misses down in the dirt. Count goes to 2-2. Just outside, count goes full, 3-2 here for Tim. Matt Hall, shortstop on deck here for the North Judson Blue Jays. He walked and scored his first time up. There's a shot over to short, and off of the glove of the shortstop. Tim's going to be in safe at first. Bringing up number 16, Matt Hall. Have 1 out, 1 on here for the Blue Jays. Miller misses high on that one, ball 1. It is a toasty day here in Denver, Indiana. It's only going to get hotter through the weekend. Make sure if you're coming out here to the ballpark, you do everything you can to stay hydrated, because it's warm when high humidity. They said it's supposed to be in the 110 range with the heat index coming up on Friday and Saturday. Miller gets that one in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-2. Got 1 on here for the Blue Jays. Hall walked and scored his first time up. That one misses outside. Count goes full, 3-2. Let's see what Miller can do here. There's a shot into shallow. That first baseman makes a nice play coming back and getting that catch. Nice job there by Hurd getting that out, going away. Second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Mathers. Actually, left fielder Sanchez. Sanchez swings and misses, strike 1. Owen Tim reached on first on an error by the shortstop. That one's foul. And it's going to drop out of play. No balls, 2 strikes here for Sanchez. A little change up, going to be high for ball 1. That one in the dirt for Miller. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Sanchez. Gets him swinging, strike 3. North Judson leaves 1 on, and after 2.5, the score stays North Judson 2 and Caston 7. Going to be back here with the bottom of the 3rd. And it's going to be Graham, Runkle, and Rentschler coming up for the Comets in the bottom of the 3rd. Be back here in just a moment. You're watching RTC TV4. All right, welcome back here to Denver, getting set bottom of the 3rd. And that's going to be ball 1. For number 27, Luke Graham, the center fielder here for the Comets. Comets leading by a score of 7-2. That one's fouled back off the fence. 1 ball, 1 strike. Comets leading 7-2 on 7 runs scored in the bottom of the 2nd. Able to hold North Judson scoreless in the top of the 2nd and top of the 3rd. That one misses. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Luke Graham. Luke struck out his first time up in the 1st inning. There's a shot over to 2nd. That's going to get through the legs and past the first baseman. Graham's going to move over to 2nd on the error. It's going to bring up the right fielder, number 32, Nate Runkle. That drops into right field. Runkle gets in there with a single. Moves Graham over to 3rd. That is a strike. This is number 31. Don't have his name down. No balls, 2 strikes here. And he goes down swinging. The runner's going to advance. Play at the plate. And he drops the ball, and the run is going to score. Runner advances to second. And Graham scores, bringing up number 17, Jordan Correct. Swing and a miss on that, strike 1. Eight runs in now here for the Comets. There's a shot in the left center. It's going to drop. Runner's going to advance over to third. Correct is going to be in at second. Third baseman Ryan Spinn. Spinn is out. 1 run does score. Jordan Correct comes into home, scoring the 3rd Comet run of the inning. Nice job there. Good heads-up play. Three balls, no strikes. That one in there for strike 1. Base is empty here for the Comets. Braden Mathers up to bat. Mathers going to walk. Mathers gets called out trying to take the extra base, or is he? I thought the initial call was out, but they're going to say he is safe at second. Comets leading 10-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. That one gets past. And Mathers advances over to third on the pass ball. Got 1 ball, no strikes here for Miller, the Comet pitcher. Swings on that one up high. That one is up in foul territory and caught by the third baseman for out number 3. 3 runs across, and after 3, it's Caston 10 and the North Judson Blue Jays 2. So we're going to come back here with the top of the fourth. It's going to be Ingram, Wingard, and Bridegroom coming up here for the Blue Jays as we move into the fourth inning here from Denver, Indiana. It is the first game of the 12U semi-states. In District Number 1, Game 2 coming up here at the end of this one. It's going to see Tippy Valley taking on Bremen. And other action going on RTC TV4 tonight. Whitco is taking on North Manchester in 8U action right now. And over at Rochester, it's Whitco taking on Caston in 10U action. Be back here in just a moment. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching RTC TV4. All right, welcome back here to Denver, Indiana, getting set to go. Top of the fourth for the Blue Jays. It's going to be number 27, Ingram, the pitcher, leading things off. North Judson has given up 10 runs in the last 2 innings to the Caston Comets, trailing by a 10-2 mark here after 3. Ingram walked and made it to second his first time up. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Ingram. This is down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. That was fouled back and out of play, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one misses down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes here for Ingram. Swing and a miss for out number 1. Right fielder Ray Wingard comes up. He walked his first at bat. 1 down here in the top of the 4th. This is on that for ball 1. Blake Miller stays on the mound here for the 4th inning for the Comets. Ooh, just missed on that one. Just a little high. No. All right. 1 ball, 1 strike. I missed on that one. That one goes back to the fence. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Wingard. Hot, dusty day here in Denver, Indiana. Just getting going with the 12U tournament here. Got 18 games on tap, possibly 19. Strike 2. Depending on how it goes on Monday, they have an option for that second game if the loser bracket team wins in the championship game 1. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 2. It's going to bring up the catcher number 30, Bridegroom. That one is popped up, and it's going to be out of play for strike one. They didn't give me first names, but I heard Brody, so I'm going to call him Brody. Hopefully that's right. And that's going to be fouled back out of play off the trash can. Strike two. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the fourth for the Blue Jays. That one's just a bit inside for ball one. There's a shot on a high one. That's going to be caught by the shortstop for out number 3. So North Judson goes down 1-2-3 in the top of the third. And the score is going to remain North Judson 2, Caston 10 after 3.5. We'll be back here in just a moment. You're watching RTC TV4's coverage of the 12U semi-states here from Denver, Indiana. All right, welcome back here to Denver, Indiana, getting set with the bottom of the fourth. The Comets have 10 through 3.5. If they can get 2 more runs here, they'll get the 10-run rule, and we'll be done. So let's see what happens. Leading off in the bottom of the fourth for the Comets is the first baseman, number 36, Noah Hurd. He singled and scored and walked back in the second inning for the Comets. That big 7-run inning they had back in the bottom of the second. Tacked on 3 more in the bottom of the third, trying to get 2 more here in the bottom of the fourth and wrap things up. There's a shot out into left field by Hurd. Good job there by the left fielder getting that one in quick. Hurd's going to be limited to a single, but way to lead things off for the Comets. It's going to bring up the catcher, Adlai Gualtieri. Walked and scored and struck out to end the second. 1 on, nobody out. That one in the dirt for ball 1. Luke Graham on deck for the Comets. That one gets by the catcher. Hurd's going to take second. Two balls, no strikes to Gualtieri. Gets that one in there for strike 1. Nice little drop-in pitch for Hall, who takes over the pitching duties. Ingram pitched 3. That one's fouled back. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's high. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The umpire just swept off home plate and left Gualtieri in a nice cloud of dust right there. Not much you can do about that. And Gualtieri's going to take the walk with the 3-2 count. It's going to bring up center fielder Luke Graham. Nate Runkle on deck for the Comets. There's a shot, but it's going to be foul for strike 1. Just off first base. Two on represents the 11th and 10th run here for the Comets. If they can get them home, that will conclude the game with the 10-run rule. Blue Jays trying to avoid that. That pitch misses outside, ball 1. This is for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one gets away from the pitcher, but a good job backing up the pitcher by the shortstop and the second baseman. Foul tip, strike 2. Two-two count here. Oh, got him on the changeup. That was a pretty change right there by the pitcher Hall. Gets the first strikeout. It's going to bring up right fielder number 32, Nate Runkle. He singled and scored his last time up for the Comets. 2 on, 1 out. Hall misses outside on that one. Oh, got him swinging on that one, 1-1. Two-one count here for Runkle. 1 out, runners on first and second for the Comets. That one misses down in the dirt. Count goes to 3-1. Blue Jays in danger of loading the bases here. 3-1 count to Runkle. Runkle stays alive, but that's going to be fouled back. Full count now, 3-2. Runkle stays alive, fouls that one off. Count stays full at 3-2. Drop third strike. The first base was occupied, so he is out on that play. Number 31 comes to the plate here for the Comets. Struck out his first at bat. We got 2 down, runners at second and third. And that first pitch in for strike 1. Blue Jays trying to keep this game going. Doing a good job with 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Changeup gets him swinging for out number 3. All right, sorry about that. Lost the camera there for a second. I think the heat's getting it too a little bit here today. Didn't miss anything, though, in between the innings, so the timing was decent. Getting set to go here with the top of the 5th here from Denver, Indiana. Leading off for the Blue Jays is going to be number 56, Radke. Radke struck out his only at bat here for the Blue Jays after 4 Caston leads by a score of 10-2 over North Judson. Number 36, Noah Hurd, taking over for Blake Miller, who pitched through 4 innings for the Comets. Did a nice job. Hurd coming over, switches with Miller at first base. Miller only allowed 2 runs in the top of the first for the Blue Jays. Held North Judson scoreless through second, third, and fourth innings. Caston has 7 runs and 3 runs in bookend with 0 in the first and 0 in the fourth. All right, here we go. Top of the 5th. Caston leading 10-2 here on RTC TV4. Shows bunt, able to get the high one down over to the pitcher in time for out number 1. That was a nice bunt there by Radke. It's going to bring up number 8, second baseman Trent, with 1 down. Just inside for ball 1. There's a shot out into right center. That's going to drop, getting past the right fielder. Trent's going to round into second base. They're going to hold him up there with a double. So a good way to start things off here with 1 down for the Blue Jays. It's going to bring up Ball. Ball struck out his only plate appearance here this afternoon. Blue Jays trying to get something going with 1 down. They got a runner on second. Hurd misses outside for ball 1. Misses inside. Trent's going to advance over to third. Two balls, no strikes here to Ball. One down, one on here for the Blue Jays in the top of the 5th. There's a shot, going to get past second base. 1 run's going to score. Ball's going to round first and stay there with a RBI single, giving the Blue Jays their first run since the first inning. Alder up to bat. Swing and a miss on first one. Alder popped out to first. His only at bat here in the ball game. Hurd misses on that. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Caston leads North Judson 10-3 here in the top of the 5th. Big swing there. Strike 2. Changeup misses outside. And a good job there by Ball. Makes it over to second with the steal. Alder faces 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Foul tip caught by the catcher, so that's going to be out number 2. Cozy Carr comes up to the plate. He struck out his only plate appearance. Caston coach is in to talk to his pitcher, Noah Hurd. Wants to talk over some strategy here on how to pitch to Cozy Carr. I'm hearing Cole, so I'm assuming it's Cole Cozy Carr. Two down, runner on second here for the Blue Jays, top of the 5th, trailing by 7 to the Comets. Misses outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Shot right up the middle. Runner's going to round third. He's making a play at home. And the ball gets by, run scores. Cozy Carr into second, rounding the base. A single and then gets to second on the play at the plate. The run does score. Brings up Lindsay with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Lindsay. Lindsay struck out his first at bat in the 3rd inning. That one misses just outside for Hurd. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cozy Carr on second for the Blue Jays. 2 runs across. Changeup just misses inside, ball 2. Gets that one in there for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here for Lindsay. Cozy Carr on second. Swing and a miss, drop 3rd strike. And that's going to do it for the Blue Jays here in the top of the 5th. So after 4.5 innings, it is Caston 10, North Judson 4. Going to go to the bottom of the 5th here with the Comets coming up to bat. I think we're at the top of the lineup. Should be correct. Spin and Mathers for the Comets. Take a quick break here and let you enjoy the sights and sounds here from Denver, Indiana, and we'll come back here with the bottom of the 5th in just a moment. There's a leadoff single for the Comets. By correct, it's going to bring up the third baseman, number 29, Ryan Spin. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning here. The Comets batting. They lead 10-4 over North Judson in Game 1 of the 12U semi-states here at Denver, Indiana. That ball gets past the catcher. Number 16, Hall, pitching for the 2nd inning here for the Blue Jays. Spin struck out in the 1st, singled and scored in the 2nd, and was out in the 3rd. Takes that one in there for a strike. There's a shot over between 1st and 2nd, going to get through out into right field. Runner's going to turn around 3rd and score. Good base running there by Correct. And on that play to the plate, Spin is going to move on to 2nd. So Braden Mathers coming up to bat here. Mathers takes that one, ball 1. Eleven to 4 is your score now. Spin stands at 2nd base. Mathers has 2 balls, no strikes against him. Swing and a miss. Did foul tip it, but that's strike 1 nonetheless. That one's going to be just inside. Runner over to 3rd in time. 3-1 count here to Mathers. Good base running there by Spin. Gets over to 3rd on the pass ball. That's going to be a walk. Still no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Blake Miller, who started out on the mound for the Comets, up to bat with no outs. Has 2 singles, and he popped out to the third baseman. That one misses high. Runner Mathers moves over to second for the Comets. That one in the dirt. Holds the runners at second and third. Got a little conference here at the mound with the pitcher Hall. I see next door over here the Bremen team is warming up in the softball diamond. They got the sprinklers going out there. I may just take a little walk through that sprinkler here between games. It is toasty out here in Denver, Indiana today. Only going to get worse throughout the week. Stay hydrated out there, my friends. 2 balls, no strikes. There's a shot over the mound out into center field. 1 run's going to score. Second run is rounding third and is going to score as well. And a 2-run RBI single by Blake Miller makes the score 13-4. Noah Hurd started out at first and is pitching here for the Comets. Up the bat, 1 ball, no strike. That one's going to be in behind Hurd. 2 balls, no strikes. Miller's going to move over to second on that pass ball. Comets 1 run away from ending this one here, 13-4 score. And there's a shot past the third baseman in fair territory. Miller is going to round third and score, and that should make it a final here, 14-4. So Caston will get the win here by a final score of 14-4 over North Judson. Caston will advance to Friday night's game 1. They will play the number 1 seed Plymouth. That will drop North Judson down to the losers bracket, where they will play Saturday morning at 11 a.m. against the loser of game number 4, which will be Thursday between Garrett and Fairfield. So game 1 is in the books. The Comets win by a score of 14-4. Thanks everybody to tuning in here to RTC TV4. We're going to keep this feed up and switch right over to game number 2, which is going to be Tippy Valley and Bremen. Probably have a couple minutes here before the start, but stay right here on this link on the website and you'll be able to see game number 2 here from Denver, Indiana, between the number 5 seed Tippecanoe Valley Vikings and the number 4 seed Bremen Lions, coming up here shortly. Thank you all for tuning in to RTC TV4. We'll be here all week with coverage from Denver, Indiana. So just getting started. Game 1 goes to Caston. Be back here in just a few with game number 2. Thanks for tuning in. All right, welcome back here to Denver Little League Field here in beautiful Denver, Indiana. We're getting set for game number 2 of the District 1 12U semi-states for the Town and Country League. It's going to be number 5 seed Tippecanoe Valley taking on the number 4 seed Bremen. And we saw a good one in game 1. Caston wins that one 14-4 in 5 innings over North Judson. Caston will play Friday at 6 against the number 1 seed Plymouth. And North Judson drops down to take on the loser of game number 4, which will be Thursday at 7:45 with Garrett taking on Fairfield. So good game 1 here for you on RTC TV4. Game 2 is going to feature the number 5 seed Tippecanoe Valley Vikings taking on the number 4 seed Bremen Lions. Bremen will be your home team here in this one. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups here for the two teams. Let's start off with your visitors from Tippecanoe Valley. It's going to be number 2, Devin Thorpe, playing shortstop, batting first. Number 45, Ian Cooksey, batting second, playing first base. Jacob Weaver is your number 3 batter, wearing number 5, and he'll also be catching. Cleanup hitter is going to be number 11, Zach Parks. He will be pitching to start off for Tippecanoe Valley. Number 5 will be number 23, Gage Heilman, playing right field. Batting number 6, Weston Brown is going to be playing third base. Batting number 7, Carson Bailey, playing second base. Batting number 8, number 30, Trevin Hester. He's playing left field. And batting number 9, number 00, Gage Sloan, playing center field. Available for substitution for Tippecanoe Valley, number 10, Evan Bullinger, and number 8, Luke Tucker. For Bremen starting off, they're going to bat their whole lineup through. They're going to be changing things around in the second inning, the coach said. But starting off, it's going to be number 4, BJ Forbes, the center fielder. Batting number 2 and catching is number 2, Corbin Van Vuren. Batting number 3, wearing number 8, third baseman Landon Bates. Cleanup hitter wearing number 11, Silas Lading. He's going to be playing second base. Batting number 5 is number 5, Jeffrey Schmucker. Number 6 batter and pitching is going to be number 10, Brady Weldy. Batting number 7, wearing number 14, Caden Martin. He's going to be playing short. Batting number 8, wearing number 6, Noah Wildauer. He's going to be playing left field. Batting 8 is going to be number 12, Maddox Hickman. He'll be a sub. Batting number 9, actually I think it's number 10, but he's wearing number 3, Jack Wildauer. He's going to be playing right field. And a substitute, batting number 11, is going to be number 7, Chase Devine for the Lions. You can see the coaches and the umpires shaking hands there at home plate, getting some final instructions before we get underway here with the second game. It's a warm day here in Denver. We appreciate you tuning in to RTC TV4's coverage of the Town and Country Tournament here from Denver. So we're going to let you go here for just a second until we get ready to go with game number 2. It's going to be Tippecanoe Valley batting first. So we'll be back here in just a moment when they get ready to go. Thanks for tuning in to RTC TV4.
scoreboard, Bremen. Leading off, number 4, TJ Forbes. Batting second, number 2, Corbin Van Buren. Batting third, number 8, Landon Bates. Batting cleanup, number 11, Silas Laydig. Batting fifth, number 5, Jeffrey Schumacher. Batting sixth, number 10, Brady Welby. Batting seventh, number 14, Caden Martin. Batting eighth, number 6, Noah Wilder. Batting ninth, number 12, Maddox Hickman. Batting 10th, number 3, Jack Wilder. And rounding out the hitting lineup, number 7, Chase Devine. Good luck to both teams.
You can step on my blanket. It's probably gonna go in the trash after this season.
All right, here we go, getting set, Valley and Bremen. Game 2 here from Denver. Steve Stricker with you tonight, RTC TV4. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to the Bowers family eating pizza and watching in their air condition tonight. We'll see you here tomorrow night. The Rochester Zebras going to be playing in game number 2. They're going to be taking on the winner of this game here between Tippecanoe Valley and Bremen at 7:45. Game 1 tomorrow is going to feature the number 1 seed on the top half of the bracket, Plymouth, taking on Caston, who just won in Game 1. So the Bremen pitcher just getting his final warm-up pitches in, and number 2, Devin Thorpe, the shortstop, going to lead things off here for Tippecanoe Valley as we get going here for game number 2. On the mound tonight, Brady Weldy, the pitcher for Bremen, starting things off. Both teams wearing green tonight. Bremen wearing green tops with white bottoms with green pinstripes and green socks. Tippecanoe Valley wearing green tops, darker green tops with camo sleeves. First pitch in for ball 1. Got the black pants. That looks like they have mostly gray pants. There's a shot down to second, over to first, in time for out number 1. Good play by Silas Lading there at second base. It's the 4-3 put out. Brings up Ian Cooksey, the first baseman. There's a rip down the short. It's going to get through the gap. And Cooksey's going to be aboard with a one-out single here to get Tippecanoe Valley on the base paths. It's going to bring up the catcher, number 5, Jacob Weaver. One down, just underway here in the top of the first. Zach Parks, the cleanup hitter and pitcher, on deck here for Tippecanoe Valley. That one gets in the strike zone. No balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss by Weaver for strike 2. If you're not familiar with us here at RTC TV4, we partner with 8 schools. We don't just cover 8 schools. We are partners with 8 schools, including Rochester. Tippecanoe Valley is one of our schools that we partner with. That one's in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Cooksey's going to move over to second. Argus High School, Caston High School, Culver Community High School, Winnemac High School, North Miami, whose territory we're in now. There's a shot right to first, and the unassisted out. The runner's going to move to third, and he's safe at third, but the out registered there unassisted for out number 2. And Pioneer High School is our 8th school that we partner with, and we do sporting events, but we also do all the community events. We do school board meetings, we do town board meetings, we do concerts in the elementary schools. That one's going to be ball 1. And we have video clubs that we're getting ready to start in all the schools. We teach the students how to do the filming. We have people from the community help us out, and we did over 400 videos last school year alone. RTC is based out of Rochester, Indiana. RTC TV4 is the video department of RTC Communications, and thank everybody there for everything that they do. 2 balls, no strikes to Parks. There's a little reach, and it's going to be over to second. And in time for out number 3. So the runner gets over to third, but not able to get him home. And the Valley goes down in the top of the first. No runs crossed. We're going to go to the bottom of the first. It's going to be Forbes, Van Buren, and Bates up for Bremen. After a half inning of play here, it's Valley 0 and Bremen 0. We're going to take a break. Be back in a moment here on RTC TV4. right, we're getting set here for bottom of the first with Bremen coming to bat. BJ Forbes, Corbin Van Buren, and Landon Bates are going to be your first three up. On the mound for Tippecanoe Valley is number 11, Zach Parks. Valley got a runner over to third in the top of the first, but not able to push him home. Score remains 0-0. After a half inning here. Looks like Parks had a couple of wristbands on there. They wanted him to take off, so back to it. Awesome. Got some pizza from D'Angelo's just across the parking lot. You want to first to pitch in for ball one. You guys are in Denver. D'Angelo's Pizza is a very nice establishment here. People come from miles around to visit D'Angelo's Pizza, and they just brought down a couple of pizzas. So give them just a little plug here as they're helping to feed the scorekeepers as well. That one's going to be inside on Forbes. 3 balls, no strikes here. Forbes is the center fielder for the Lions. First batter here in the bottom of the first. And that one in there for a strike for Parks. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Forbes. Sun going down a little bit over the horizon. That one fouled back, so the count goes full, 3-2. A little bit of a breeze popping up here, so the sweltering heat is kind of going down just a little bit here at Denver. All you folks that are watching at home in the air conditioning, hope you appreciate it. There's a swing and a miss, and the first strikeout of the game for out number 1 for Bremen, bringing up the catcher, Corbin Van Buren. Corbin, a left-handed hitting batter here for the Lions, wearing number 2. First plate appearance here for Corbin. There's a swing, and that's going to be fouled back to the fence for strike 1. Also have coverage of 8U and 10U action going on at Akron and Rochester for you tonight as well. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2 to Van Buren. Parks settling down on the mound after throwing the first 3 pitches all balls. Gets Forbes to strike out and has an 0-2 count against Van Buren. Tries a change up, but that's going to be high for ball 1. That one misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and gets the strikeout for out number 2. It's going to bring up number 8, Landon Bates, the third baseman, with 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Bates with a nice shot over the middle and gets down in front of the center fielder. And Bates is going to be in with a single, so a base runner on for Bremen. Going to bring up the cleanup hitter, second baseman, number 11, Silas Lading, with 2 down and 1 on. Gets the outside corner in there. Strike one. Very defensive battle so far here. Only 2 base runners through almost a full inning. Swing and a miss for Lading. Strike 2. Parks really settling in after throwing the first 3 balls of the inning. Doing a nice job here. 1 strike away from getting out of the bottom of the first here for Tippecanoe Valley. Just misses on that one. It's going to be 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a shot. That's going to get in the left center field. Get past the center fielder. Bates is rounding third. He's going to go for home. And no play at the plate. Bates is going to score. And in at second is Lading with an RBI double. Good base running there by Bates to get Bremen on the board. Tippecanoe Valley had Bremen down to their last strike, but unable to get that final strike. Get 1 run across. And that's going to bring up number 5, Jeffrey Schmucker. So 2 outs, 1 on here for Schmucker. Gets him to hit into a little popper up, and Parks able to make the out. But 1 run does score for Bremen after 1. It's Bremen 1, Tippecanoe Valley nothing. We're going to come back with the top of the second. Looks like Heilman, Brown, and Bailey coming up for Tippecanoe Valley as we come into the bottom of the top of the second here for Tippecanoe Valley. Be back here in just a moment. You're watching RTC TV4. All right, here we go. Top of the second. Heilman up here first for Tippecanoe Valley. First pitch ball. Brady Weldy on the mound again here for Bremen in the second inning. Gets that one in for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. I want to thank the folks over at D'Angelo's Pizza. The chicken bacon ranch is excellent. If you come down here to the tournament at some point, you need to go over and get you a pizza at D'Angelo's. Thanks for bringing a couple pizzas down here for the guys. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Heilman. Swing and a miss for strikeout number 1. Brings up third baseman Weston Brown. First time up here for Brown, left-handed batter. That one just misses down low, ball 1. There's a shot to second. Great job there by the second baseman for out number 2. That's going to bring up second baseman number 9, Carson Bailey, with 2 down. Swing on that one, strike 1. Might have been just a bit outside there. Bailey thought he could get a hold of it. Quick work here so far in the top of the second for Bremen. There's a dead ball. Strike 2. Hits the plate before it gets out of the box. No balls, 2 strikes here for Bailey. There's a shot. It's going to be in fair territory. Gets past the first baseman. It's going to get way into the corner. Bailey's going to go for 2. And he's going to be in with a double. Might be an error on the play, but he's in for 2. Gets the base runner with 2 outs. Bringing up Trevin Hester. Number 30, the left fielder. Swing and a miss there on that one. Strike 1 to Hester. 2 down here in the top of the second for Tippecanoe Valley. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Hester. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Good eye there by Hester. Takes that one outside. Ball 1. Gets him swinging. Strike 3. Out number 3. So Tippecanoe Valley leaves 1 on again. And after an inning and a half, the score remains Bremen 1, Valley nothing. We're going to take a break and come back with the bottom of the second. For Bremen up to bat, it's going to be Weldy, Martin, and Wildauer. Be back here in a moment. You're watching RTC TV4. All right, welcome back. RTC TV4 getting set to go. Bottom of the second inning, Bremen Lions going to be batting number 10, the pitcher, Brady Weldy, leading things off here for the Lions. Bremen leading 1-0 after an inning and a half. Landon Bates singled and scored in the bottom of the first for the Lions. Strike one to Weldy. The winner of this game moves on to the second game tomorrow night, taking on the bottom of the bracket number 1 seed Rochester. Misses on that one, ball one. Rochester coming out of the Mentone district as the number 1 seed. Be seeing the Zebras in action tomorrow night at 7:45 approximately. Swing and a miss, strike two, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Weldy. This is high on that one, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, out number 1. Weldy goes down swinging. It's going to bring out number 14, shortstop Caden Martin. Be his first plate appearance here for the Lions tonight. Martin sends one out into left center. Misplayed there by the center fielder a little bit, but Martin's going to hold up at first in with a 1-out single. It's going to bring up left fielder number 6, Noah Wildauer. Wildauer, a very tall young man for 12U. Steps into the right-hand batter's box. Holds off on that one for ball 1. I think he's a little bit higher in elevation than I am, but I'm looking eye to eye to him, and I stand 6'2", so Wildauer, a very tall young man. That's going to be fouled off for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on for the Lions. Misses high just a little bit. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gets the inside corner, strike 2. Makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wildauer. Gets him looking, strike 3 for out number 2. Wildauer goes down looking. It's going to bring up the sub, number 12, Maddox Hickman. Hickman's first attempt here at the plate. Steps into the right-handed batter's box with 2 down and 1 on for the Lions. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Swing and a miss. That one gets away from the catcher. Martin moves over to second. Count 0-2 to Hickman. This is outside, ball one. One ball, two strikes. Strike three. Hickman goes down swinging for out number three, and Bremen leaves one on after two. Score remains Bremen 1, Valley 0. Be back here in just a moment with the top of the third for Tippecanoe Valley. Looks like it's going to be Sloan, then back to the top of the lineup with Thorpe and Cooksey for Vikings, and we come back for the top of the third. Again, after two, it's Bremen 1, Valley 0. Thanks for tuning in to RTC TV4. Be back here in just a moment. All right, here we go. Top of the third, number 00, Gage Sloan, center fielder for Tippecanoe Valley, up first. Swing and a miss for strike one. This is Sloan's first appearance at the plate. Sends that one over to short, and a little bobble there by the shortstop, and Sloan is on with a one no-out single. And that's going to bring us back to the top of the lineup here for Tippecanoe Valley. Number 2, Devin Thorpe, up for the second time. He grounded out to second. There's a foul tip, strike one. Misses inside, 1 ball, 1 strike here for Thorpe. Gets on that high one. That's going to be into right center, and that's going to drop. So the runner tagged out. Brings up Cooksey. Singled, made it to second, his first time up. Misses in that one for ball one. Inside, ball two. 2 balls, no strikes here for Cooksey. This is outside, 3-0 count. Number 8, Landon Bates, has taken over on the mound here for Bremen in the top of the third. Gets that one to drop in for strike one. 3 balls, 1 strike for Cooksey. Drops that one in, strike 2, count goes full. Bates trying to battle back after getting a 3-0 count. See what he can do here with the 3-2. Gets that one popped up. Knuckles back onto the net, out of play. It's a good idea. There's a net over the fans between the softball and baseball fields. Count remains 3-2 here for Ian Cooksey. And Cooksey's going to get the walk with runners now at first and second. It's going to bring up the catcher, Jacob Weber. He rolled off on that, ball 1. Bringing up number 11, Zach Parks. Been able to put up so far here in 3 innings. And Bates able to get that in for strike 1. Bases loaded here with 1 down, top of the third. That one misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one gets away from the catcher. Good job there by the catcher, able to get that one quickly, prevent the run from scoring. Good job, number 2, Corbin Van Buren, the catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike here for Parks. That one's popped up into shallow infield. That's infield fly rule, so the runner is out. So out number 2. And that's going to bring up number 23, Gage Heilman. Heilman struck out his last attempt in the 2nd inning. Bates misses up there, ball 1. Gets that one for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bates trying to get out of a jam here in the top of the third with the bases loaded, 1 out. Able to get Parks out on the infield fly rule. Now trying to find that 3rd out. Just misses on that one. Count goes to 2-1. That one's high, 3-1. Bates has to find a way to get this out against Heilman with the bases loaded. Doesn't want to walk a run in. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gets him swinging. Count goes full. Heilman versus Bates right here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Who's going to win? Valley with the bases loaded. Just misses on that. Walks in a run. Not far off. Valley ties it up at 1. Gets that one in for strike 1. Number 3, Weston Brown. No balls, 2 strikes. There's a shot over to second. And the play over to the shortstop at second base covers. 1 run across, but the Lions get out of a pretty big pickle. Valley leaves 3, and after 2.5, we're all going to come back here for the bottom of the third for Bremen. Jack Wildauer, Chase Devine, and B.J. Forbes up for the Lions. After 3, we're tied at 1 between Tippecanoe Valley and Bremen. After 2.5, that's my fault. Bottom of the third coming up. Tippecanoe Valley has left 5 base runners on through the first 3 innings, able to get 1 run in on a bases loaded walk in the top of the third. So Bremen coming back here in the bottom of the third. And we will be back here in just a moment on RTC TV4. All right, welcome back here, RTC TV4. Bottom of the third, all tied at 1 between Valley and Bremen. The winner will move on to tomorrow night's 7:45 matchup versus the number 1 seed in the bottom half of the bracket, Rochester. And up for Bremen is number 3, Jack Wildauer. And that first pitch in for ball 1. Number 11, Zach Parks, remains on the mound here for the 3rd inning for Tippecanoe Valley. Parks misses on that. 2 balls, no strikes. Gets that one in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 2 strikes. Chad Morgan, thank you very much. I'm glad somebody's paying attention. It is Friday at 7:45 that the winner of this game will play Rochester. Today is only Wednesday. My days are all turned around this week. Been at the Marshall County Fair with my daughter. And that's going to be hit by pitch. Wildauer is going to take first. Wildauer on first is going to bring up Chase Devine. Takes that one for strike 1. That was going to be fouled back out of play. So now I got to look at this bracket here again. Thanks, Chad. Game 3 tomorrow is going to be Winnemac, North Miami. That would be the first game tomorrow. And then game 4 Second game tomorrow is going to be Garrett and Fairfield. This game would be the second game on Friday. That one fouled back into the fence. Count remains 0-2. Gets enough of that to stay alive again. Count stays at 0-2 to Devine. Devine doing a nice job making Parks work for that third strike. Takes that one low. 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Devine. All tied at 1, bottom of the third. No outs, 1 on for the Lions. That one misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Oh, he pokes one over to second, and it gets through the second baseman's legs. So both runners are going to be safe. Wildauer moves to second, and Devine is on at first. So with no outs, back to the top of the lineup, and Forbes comes up here for the Lions. There's a bunt. That's a beautiful bunt laid down right down the third baseline. What a play by Forbes. All 3 runners are safe. Forbes is at first. Plate appearance. Misses on that one for ball 1. 2-0 count here to Van Vuren. Misses low here. Bases loaded. Still no outs here in the bottom of the third for the Lions. So we're going to have a quick conference here at the pitcher's mound for Tippecanoe Valley. Going to talk things over with the pitcher, Zach Parks. All right, conference is over. 3 balls, no strikes here for Van Vuren. Bases loaded, no outs. Bottom of the third, Raymond Lions. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes strike 1. Misses outside. That will walk in a run. Landon Bates up, takes strike one.
Eliana, wait your turn. Okay? And be nice.
Fouled back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Thanks to Chad Wright telling me to move my truck. That was right where I was parked. This is on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Bates. Bases loaded. 1 run across here for the Lions. Fouls that one back. Way back. Count stays 1-2. And Bates goes down on the strike out. Out number 1. Brings up number 11, Silas Ladig. Made it to second base, his first time up. There's a shot out into left field. 1 run is in. Second runner is rounding third and going to score a 2-run single for Ladig. Three runs across here in the bottom of the third for the Lions. There's a little knuckler. It's going to be just foul. Strike 2. Jeffrey Smucker popped out to the pitcher his first time up back in the first inning to end the inning. Got 1 out, no balls, 2 strikes to Smucker with runners at first and second for the Lions. 3 runs across in the inning. And Smucker strikes out for out number 2. Brings up number 10, Brady Weldy, who started out on the pitching mound. We got a courtesy runner going in on second base. Well, he comes up with 2 down. He struck out in the second inning. Holds on that one for ball 1. Big swing there by Weldy. 1 ball, 1 strike. Valley trying to get out of this inning. 3 runs across here for the Lions. Still 2 runners on for Bremen. That one down in the dirt. Good job by the catcher. Swing and a miss on a high strike. That's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes now here for Brady Weldy. And Weldy strikes out. Bremen gets 3, though, in the bottom of the third, and after 3, lead Tippecanoe Valley by a score of 4-1. Bremen leaves 2 runners on base. And we're going to come back here in a moment with the top of the 4th. Bailey, Hester, and Sloan looks like your batters for Tippecanoe Valley when we come back. We'll take a break. Thank you all for tuning in to RTC TV4 tonight in our first round coverage of the 12U District 1 Semi-State from Denver, Indiana. Be back here in just a moment. All right, welcome back here, top of the 4th. Number 9, Carson Bailey is going to be facing off against the new pitcher, number 11, Silas Ladig. And that first pitch in for strike 1. Fouls that one back. No balls, 2 strikes. And strikes him out in 3 pitches. Good start here to the top of the 4th for Bremen. Gets out number 1. Bailey goes down swinging, bringing up number 30, Trevin Hester. Hester struck out his only plate appearance in the 2nd inning. High heater gets Hester swinging, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 5 pitches for Ladig, 5 strikes. Good start to his pitching appearance here for Bremen. And that one's fouled off. Back off the mask of the umpire and into the fence. Hester stays alive. No balls, 2 strikes. Sent the camera for a little bit of a ride up there on the fence. And it's going to be fouled off again, so the count stays 0-2. Leidig has yet to throw a ball here in the top of the 4th. That one's hit hard over to short. Play over in time. Great play by the shortstop. Great job by the first baseman getting that one down, and out number 2. It's going to bring up number 00, Gage Sloan. He made it to first but got picked off trying to get to second in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. And a swing and a miss. Sloan goes down swinging. What an inning there for Silas Leidig. Does not throw a ball. Gets the 3 Tippecanoe Valley runners out in order. And to the bottom of the 4th we go with Bremen leading 4-1. Come back with the Lions. It's going to be Martin, Wildauer, and Hickman when we come back. Thanks for watching RTC TV4. All right, welcome back here, getting set with the bottom of the 4th, and the Lions going to lead off with a hit by pitch. Caden Martin reaches on a first pitch hit. It's going to bring up number 6, Noah Wildauer, the left fielder, struck out looking his first time up. First pitch in for strike one. That one's in. Inside a third. Play at third is going to be not in time. Wildauer is going to move over to second. So runner's going to be at second and third with no outs. So Wildauer at second. Hickman going to be the batter here with nobody out. Runners at second and third. One count here to Hickman. Hickman struck out his first time at the plate at the second inning. That one misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike here now for Hickman. There's a shot out into right center. What a catch. Double play opportunity back over to third. And the tag is made. What a play out there in right field. And the double play. So Wildauer comes up with, that one's high in the air, and back and making the catch is the pitcher. So Valley does a great job of getting out of a 2-out or a no-out pickle with 2 runners on. And after 4 innings, the score stays Bremen 4, Valley 1. We'll be back with top of the 5th. Coming up, looks like we're back to the top of the lineup. Thorpe, Cooksey, and Weaver for Tippecanoe Valley. Be back here in just a moment. Thanks for tuning in to RTC TV4. All right, back here at Denver, and the first pitch is hit sharply to second. It's going to get through. So Valley aboard Thorpe gets on. It's going to bring up number 45, Ian Cooksey. Ian singled his first time up, walked his second time up. He's going to take that one high, ball one. Well, after an inning and a third pitch, that is the first ball that Silas Lading has thrown, and remains the only one. That's that one then for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cooling down a little bit here in Denver as the sun has gone down over the horizon, and that one fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The gnats and no-see-ums have made their way out, though. Gonna have to bring some bug spray with me tomorrow. That one misses inside, 2-2. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. That one fouled back off the fence. Count stays at 2-2 here. And the strikeout to Cooksey for out number 1. This is high on that one for ball 1 to Weaver. Gets that one in for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Jacob Weaver 1 for 2 here on the evening. Grounded out to first, his first attempt at the first inning, and singled and got to second on his second at bat in the 3rd inning. And he strikes out here in the 5th for out number 2. Bringing up number 11, Zach Parks. Parks grounded out to second and popped out to short his first 2 attempts. And that one in there for strike 1 from Lading. Strike 2, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on here for Tippecanoe Valley. Thorpe led off with a single. That one hit back sharply, and unassisted at second is the shortstop to make the 3rd out of the inning. So Valley goes down in the top of the 5th. Score remains 4-1, Tippecanoe in favor of Bremen. When we come back here, I believe we're at Devine, and then back to the top with Forbes and Van Buren. We'll be back here in just a moment. Thanks for tuning in to RTC TV4. welcome back here from Denver, Indiana, where we're getting set to go with the bottom of the 5th. Bremen up to bat, leading 4-1. And it's going to be number 7, Chase Devine, leading things off here for the Lions in the 5th inning. Number 2, Devin Thorpe on the mound here for Tippecanoe Valley. Misses on that. 1 ball, 1 strike here for Devine. Fouls that back off the fence. 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Devine. That's a shot, and it's going to find the gap out into the center field, and Devine is on with a leadoff single. It's going to take us back to the top of the lineup, number 4, B.J. Forbes. Forbes squares around to attempt the bunt. It's going to be strike 1. Forbes got on in the 3rd with a bunt. A beautiful bunt down the 3rd baseline. Made it all the way around to score. That 3-run 3rd inning. There's another nice bunt. That's going to be just foul, though, and that's going to bring up strike 2. So Forbes will have to swing away here with 2 strikes. Chances of a bunt attempt is minimal here. There's a shot over to short. Could be a double play. And they're going to hold at second with the out on the lead runner. So the fielder's choice gets Forbes on. And that's going to bring up number 2, Corbin Van Vuren. 1 out. Left-handed hitting Van Vuren walked in the 1st. All right, take that back. He struck out in the 1st, walked in the 3rd. There's a shot over to short. Play at the second base. Gets the out on the fielder's choice again for out number 2. Van Vuren on. Bringing up number 8, Landon Bates, with 2 outs and 1 on here for the Bremen Lions. Bates swings and misses, strike 1. Bates singled and scored in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, so 1 for 2 on the day. 3rd plate attempt here for Bates. Ball there, evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Count goes to 3-1 with that ball to Bates. 1 on, 2 outs here in the top or bottom of the 5th. And Bates walks. So a 2-out walk by Bates brings up number 11, Silas Ladig, Leidig has been pitching the last 2 innings here for the Lions, doing a really good job on the mound. Takes that one inside, ball 1. All right, sorry about that. Lost the camera there temporarily, but we are back after 5. It's Bremen. Puts 1 run across there in the bottom of the 5th. And they lead by a score of 5-1. Going into the top of the 6th here for Tippecanoe Valley. And it should be Heilman, Brown, and Bailey up for Valley. Last chance here in the top to put some runs on, tie this thing up, make them go another inning. Misses on that one for ball 1. Leidig back at the on the pitching mound here for Bremen. 2 balls, no strikes to Heilman. This is on that one, ball 3. Starts off 3-0 here. And walks him in 4. Gonna have a conference here on the mound with the Lions. Leidig walks Heilman in 4 pitches. Let's see what the Bremen coach wants to do here, whether he wants to try and continue. Leidig looks like he's going to keep going. Trying to get Valley out here in the top of the 6th and close this one out. And the winner of this plays Friday at 7:45 in game number 2. Takes on Rochester. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 on that one to Brown. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Misses that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's going to be fouled off the fence past third base. Count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouls that one off. Count stays 2-2 here. This is outside. Count goes full. 3-2. And Brown's going to walk. Moves Heilman over to second. It's going to bring up Carson Bailey. Still no outs here in the top of the 6th for Tippecanoe Valley. Runners on first and second. Leidig having a little trouble here in the 6th, trying to find the strike zone again. Went the first 2 innings, barely threw a ball, and here in the 6th, I think the heat taking its toll on Mr. Leidig. And the second conference on the mound. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. A fine pitching job there by Leidig. And new pitcher going to be Okay, I apologize for that. What a bad time for the camera to decide to go out on me right there. I moved it down so if it does go out, I can get a hold of it here a little quicker. And that was a wonderful top of the sixth by the Valley Vikings. Coming back, scoring 3 runs, tying it up at 5, what they needed to do to make it go into the bottom of the sixth. So the Lions are up here in the bottom of the sixth. Weldy's going to lead it off here. And fouled off. Back behind us for strike 1. So here we are, bottom of the sixth. I apologize again for the camera issues. Hopefully we can get those fixed up here for you. No balls, 1 strike here to Weldy as we lead off the bottom of the sixth, all tied up at 5. Foul ball makes it 0-2 count here for Weldy. That one inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Weldy. And over to third, play over to first, and the throw is going to be out of, oh, nice job by the first baseman to at least stop it from going to the fence. So Weldy is on for a leadoff single. Brings up number 14, Caden Martin. Two balls, no strikes here to Martin. 1 on, nobody out. Bremen just needs to get a run across here in the bottom of the sixth to pull this one out. The winner moves on to play Rochester on Friday at 7:45 p.m. So the walk issued to Martin brings up Wildauer. Two on, nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth, all tied at 5 between the Lions and the Vikings. That one gets away, runner's going to advance. So 2 runners in scoring position, just need to get one of them across here for Wildauer. And the Lions will wrap this one up. Gets underneath that one, goes foul out of play. Count goes to 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, no outs here for Noah Wildauer. Gets the call on the bottom corner, so the count goes to 2-2. Inside, and the runner is going to score. And that is the ball game. And the Bremen Lions come back with 1 run in the bottom of the sixth to win this one 6-5. Great game by both teams there. So as we see the teams shake hands here and crossed home plate, Bremen will win, and they will play Rochester on Friday at 7:45. Tippy Valley will move to the losers bracket. They will play Saturday at 9 a.m. in Game 7, and they will play the loser of game number 3, which will be tomorrow's first game between Winnemac and North Miami. Game 2 tomorrow will see Garrett taking on Fairfield. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Do apologize again for the technical difficulties we had, especially in that fifth inning. Darn it, that was the one inning that we couldn't have had any worse timing for technical difficulties. But doing our best out here. It's a little warm, and it's hard on the equipment as well. So thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to Scott Sager back in the office, and Libby and Dakota and everybody that helps out there at RTC TV4. I'm Steve Stricker saying goodnight here from Denver, where your final score in game number 2, Bremen wins it 6-5 in the bottom of the 6th.